Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Lucier with our weekly Tongren session. Thank you for joining us, and we will be getting everybody with a tapping Tongren session coming up right now. So we have our weekly Tongren session. We are available to be seen on Facebook and my website, anusarwellness.com, and also on Instagram. And I'm going to set that up right at this moment. And we will be all set to go. And you can see me going real fast right now. There we go. Instagram plus. Go live. And there we go. So let's begin. We have some people that also can text us as well. So hello to everyone. And let's begin. Blood flow. So we do our 3-part process. Blood flow to the brain and the brain command points. And then the sympathetic nervous system where we find most of our blockages. And then the parasympathetic nervous system where we also do the balancing out of the sympathetic nervous system to relax, the relaxation response. So we need to make it official, right? Here we go. Blood flow to the brain. And we will work with Lisa Z, working on shingles and appetite. And then we will work with Catherine and Esther, Shari, Mr. Medaglia, and Jay as well. Blood flow to the brain. So with shingles is an Epstein-Barr virus. So all viruses, we want to work on the same areas in the immune system. But remember, what makes viruses get more active? That's a lack of oxygen and toxins. They eat toxins, basically. They eat fats. And those are the things that make viruses proliferate. And shingles is an Epstein-Barr virus family of vaccines. So let's add into the stream our Mr. Laser here. So we have our audience of 1. In studio, we have 1 person, and then probably about 50 people that join us every week from outside. Vertebral artery, spinal artery, and shingles T123 478. So good things to add into the text and the comments is, are you doing better, worse, or the same? Certain things are helping more than others. You can always still ask questions from a perspective of nutrition, from herbs, cleansing, and Tongren as well. All of those are good to ask for. T123478 for the shingles. And improving appetite. So I would recommend detoxing or working on the microbiome, T11, T12, L4, and L5. So it's good to see everyone. Let me move back a little bit so you can see my hands more easily. So include all your questions and how you're doing. How's the weather? So for everyone, hello Christos, good to see you as always. So for shingles, we want an alkaline diet. Oxygen is anti-cancer, antiviral, antibacterial, and antimicrobial. And welcome Patty from Instagram. Good to see you. So appetite T7, microbiome L4, L5. Sometimes a low appetite is associated with things like constipation or other things. And let me know if those are also going on. And grounding down. So also for the appetite, vagus nerve and the CV4, the gut-brain axis. So let's optimize that communication link. Vagus nerve, CV4, gut-brain axis. And grounding, spleen 6, liver 3, and kidney 1. Okay, great. Next we have Catherine for the eyes. And for Kimby's detox, adrenal health, broken right foot, third time, frustration and despair. Okay, we'll work on that again. Blood flow to the brain. And next we have Happy Mama. And I did get your message. And you mentioned something about getting testing. And feel free to forward those and we'll go over those if you like. So far, so good. Sounds like things are going very well. And also we have CD. We'll work on the eyes for CD and Catherine at the same time. Blood flow to the brain, brain command points, and let's add in the optical nerve, GB789. The nerves for the eyes, blood flow and nerve flow. Blood flow, facial artery, nerve flow, trigeminal nerve, GB789, and the sky window. And the ideal, the most important one for the eyes is C3, including for floaters. And when we work on the eyes, we always work on the liver. There's a connection there. T9, right side for the eyes. So the ouch point for the eyes. T9, right side liver for the eyes as well. And C3, nerve flow for the eyes. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, anti-inflammation. So work on the liver and then the kidneys and the adrenals for detox. But detox is T7 to T12. the microbiome for detoxing, T11, T12, L4, L5. And there are still seats open if people want to learn how to do Tongren. There is time. We have 6 people. 6 people so far for the Be Your Own Healer workshop on Saturday. And the kidneys. So adrenals and kidneys for detoxing. So yep, Catherine, check out the replays. And again, the ouch point for the eyes, C3 for the eyes. Visual cortex, GB19 for the eyes. Vertebral artery, spinal artery. And let's work on the excess fluid in the legs. So the kidneys. Again, L1, L2 for the kidneys, for the extra fluid in the legs. L1 to L5, S1 to S5. But T7 for blood flow in the lower areas for the foot. And then the lumbosacral plexus for the nerves for the foot, broken right foot. And then bring the energy down to the feet and work on the actual foot, the ouch point areas of the foot itself. And then grounding liver 3 and kidney 1. So CD, welcome. Right foot. So remember the bones for the foot. So let's do that for now as we go. Happy Mama, healing chi for perfect blood, lymph, and calm mind. And so let's do a big bone tune-up for the right foot and for the blood production. So T1 for the bones. So C6, C7, T1 for the bones. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, anti-inflammation. T7 for the spleen. and coming down. And it seems
I don't have. I do have the sound effect.
welcome to Tongren.
Tong.
Gotta get close to the mic to do it, I guess. And we have another welcome. Homeopathy. Good to see you. I did receive those gifts, by the way. Thank you very much for that. You didn't have to go out of your way. That's a lot of stuff. Thank you for that. Esty, good to see you. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Perfect bloods. T1. Spleen. S1 to S5, then TB 1 to 4, tailbone 1 to 4. And Lucy Bolton, welcome to join us. Welcome for joining. So let's continue with the bones. We want to do the cranial sacral fluid, GB789, and the tailbone, TB1 to 4. And grounding. Liver 3 and kidney 1. And I forgot to play the music, but I only have rock and roll on there now. So next week we'll have some music, guaranteed. Let's do a little bit more with the eyes, and then also for the adrenals. So we'll work on, and the kidneys, CV4 for the adrenals and the kidneys from the CV4 Dantian area. And the right foot, let's work on the ouch points and the proximal point for the blood, for the bones, for everyone, GB39. Yep, make a quick note. And grounding to liver 3, and kidney 1, and the right foot some more. Get that right foot strong. Put some clay poultices around it for a night, overnight for a week. Build it back up. And grounding liver 3 and kidney 1. Welcome, happy mama. Great to see you. As I say, I did get your message. And great humanoid. And hello, Esther. For Esther. So let's work with Lucy Bolton and great humanoid. digestion, teeth, gums, and jaw, and respiratory health. We'll work on all that. Lucy from South Carolina. Blood flow to the brain. And great humanoid has a knot between the shoulders, vertebral artery, spinal artery, and the outer point between the shoulders. And to regenerate the bones, so we work on T1 for the bone marrow. Work on sphenoid bone and tailbone for the craniosacral fluid for the bone marrow as well. And kidneys, since they produce hormones to tell bones to get stronger as well, hematopoietin factors. So let's work on the teeth, gums, and jaw. See 3, 4, and 5. So that's the nerve flow, blood flow, carotid artery, vertebral artery. So for digestion, T 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And going blood flow to the hips, nerve flow to the hips, lumbosacral plexus for the right hip, great humanoid. Ouch points for the teeth, gum, and jaw, very important. So we are multitasking with a laser. They could be a test, blood flow, teeth, gum, and jaw. Ouch points, the entire jaw, and C 3, 4, and 5. And for respiratory, let's work on C3, the lungs, and actually a big tune-up for the lymph for Happy Mama and everyone else. T3 for the lymph, T6 for the T7 for the spleen for the lymph, and then the lymph nodes, 2 for the armpits, inguinal lymph. Coming down the front, vagus nerve. And grounding to the lower dantian, CV4. And more for the bones of regeneration, GB39 above the ankle as opposed to the inside above the ankle, which is spleen 6. So both good for the bones and especially the kidneys. As we said before, the hormone communication to the bones to grow bones. And respiratory, T3 for the breathing command center, GV17, cardiac, respiratory, and vasculatory. And our most effective point for respiratory, CV17, for the entire lung area. And we'll add into that lung 1, lung 2 to maximize your breathing capacity. Blood flow down the torso. Respiratory, CV17. Grounding, liver 3 and kidney 1. And the ouch points, T7, blood flow and nerve flow, lumbosacral plexus, and the ouch point for the hips, especially the right hip area. And the shoulder release points, gallbladder 21. So how's everybody doing so far? You've been quiet. There we go, Lucy. And Esty, if you have any specific requests for today, but we can work on that area if you like, for the bones and the tailbone and the bone marrow. Happy to do that. And grounding kidneys. Bladder 54 for the kidneys. Spleen 6 for the spleen and the bones. Liver 3 and kidney 1. Okay, how's everybody doing? So next we work with Ferris. You're welcome, Lucy. We got everything covered for you. So sit and relax. Let the energy flow. You can do visualizations in the area of the jaw. Put your energy there and envision heat leaving, inflammation, bone building. Visualizing is very helpful as well, especially during the time that we do the actual treatment. So let's work for Cheryl Ann. And where's Ferris? What happened to Ferris? There he is. So Ferris, you're next. Blood flow to the brain. There is a technique for sleep that everyone should know about. Taping the mouth closed forces breathing through the nose, and it changes your breathing patterns to a normalized state and is good for sleep, relaxation. It's a great technique. You can look up consciousbreathing.com. That would be good to have an echo.
Consciousbreathing.com.
There you go. Blood flow to the brain. So let's really get this going. Waking up with something hard. So hypothalamus. GV20. And just generally following. Wakes up something hard, sweating and tired. So, hypothalamus, vertebral artery to the spinal artery and the heart. Magnesium oil may be another option for her before bed, Faris. The magnesium will balance out the electrolytes for the heart, number one. Number two, it will help her sleep. And number three, it may even help with the sweating. So something like magnesium oil, put it maybe on the forearms or the back of the neck would probably be a great idea. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, especially GV17 that manages the heart, respiratory, and vasculatory centers. And welcome, Emma. Good to see you. At Conscious Breathing, they also have these, which is a device for resistance breathing, which manages oxygen and amplifies oxygen into the tissues. And it does relaxation because it extenuates your exhale longer than you inhale. Cheryl Ann, teeth, gums. But we'll just work on the eyes anyway for Faris's mom, if I remember correctly. GV17 for the thumping heart. T1, 2, 3, 4 for the skin and detoxing. Teeth and gums, T3, 4, and 5. C1 to C7 for the cervical neck. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, anti-inflammation. C3, 4, 5 for the teeth and gums, and the ouch point for the teeth and gums. Something really good for hygiene for the mouth is coconut swishing, 10 to 15 minutes a day. Sit down while you're reading a book. Swishing is antimicrobial, antibacterial, it's calming, it feels great for the skin. And hello, Maria, how you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Marie. Coconut oil, yes. Coconut oil, yes. We got a big vote for coconut oil. Good stuff. So for the teeth and gums, receding gums, it can help with that. It's good stuff. And believe it or not, there is even light therapy now for your teeth, which is brilliant. Coughing and cold, T1, T3, T3 for the lungs, T3 for the lungs, T3 for the eyes and the floaters, the ouch points for the eyes. And let me make sure I didn't miss anybody on Instagram. And yes, you are next. PTSD and seasonal affect disorder. SAD. So let's continue with the coughing. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So the throat, C3, 4, and 5 for the. So here's a great question. It says, by sitting here in receptive mode, am I also receiving what I might need in other areas that I don't know that I need when you're tapping? The answer is an absolute yes. So if you really want to get a good amount of benefit from this entire hour, just sit and relax. And that will turn the relaxation mode on. And then you will receive the energy continuously. And you will make an extra connection if, when I tap on something else, you visualize it in your mind. That enhances the therapy treatment. So if I'm talking about T7 for blood and you put your mind there, it will increase blood circulation. That's the science. And it will actually also give you an additional benefit for the treatment. But even passively, you will receive benefit from everything that I do today. So thank you for that question, Lucy. That's a good question. That's a great question. And we will continue thumping heart, T5 for the heart, TV 19, 20, 21, 22, the sensory cortex, motor cortex, which manages the communication from the brain to the body, as well as including the heart. And then T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, anti-inflammation. Microbiome, which is 70% of our immune system, don't forget. And grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. And next, for sure, we will do PTSD and seasonal affect disorder for homeopathy LM. So blood flow to the brain. GB13, right side. And we're asking for COVID recovery. So we'll do that for everyone. That's a biggie. I know so many people now are Omicron has reached everyone, it seems. PTSD, GB13, right side. Seasonal affect disorder. So let's work on GV20, the command point of the hormones. But even more important, we work on the neurotransmitters of the gut. T11, T12, L4, and L5. Seasonal affect disorder. So neurotransmitters like serotonin, 80% are in their gut. So we want to work on the microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5, and CV4. And PTSD for sure, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Focus on the immune system or the relaxation response. PTSD. So grounding is important. Liver 3 and kidney 1. But again, PTSD and seasonal affective disorder, GB13, and the Intang, the third eye area. So I see a lot of people signing in and out. Is that because the connection is being lost? I'm just curious. Is there something on my end that I can do to help with that? So the gut-brain axis for PTSD and seasonal disorder, gallbladder 12 for the vagus nerve, CV4 for the gut. So we're going to work for Jolly Mind, Gong Yi next, as well as Shandi Monte Reposa. Okay. So I see you, Emma. Make sure I get you. Please tap for lymph node metastases. Let's work on that next. You are next. Blood flow to the brain. So for metastases, there's heat therapy, micronutrient therapy, command points of the brain, brain stem, blood flow vertebral artery to the spinal artery. So let's do a complete lymph tune-up for Emma. T3 for the lymph. T7 for the spleen, the largest lymph node of the body. And lymph nodes. Additional main collection centers, the armpits, axillary lymph, and inguinal and pelvic lymph in the groin area, and the lymph duct, which brings all the garbage up after it collects from all over the body and then dumps it into the veins. And hoping to be pain-free. CV4, stomach 36 for energy for everyone. And for Emma also T8, esophagus, pancreas as well. And again, additional ones for the armpits for Emma. And axillary lymph, inguinal lymph, CV4 for the Peyer's patch, which is also a bunch of lymph areas, which a lot of times people do a 2 tablespoon castor oil pack on the belly for lymph drainage. And then coming down the legs. And let's take a quick look. We have Jolly Mind, Gyong Yi, and Shandy. So next, Jolly Mind and Shandy. So blood flow to the brain, we want that for COVID recovery. So we want to work on the immune system, the lymph system, both. Blood flow to the brain. For Lyme, I always recommend to my teacher, Tommy Priester, who's kind of a Lyme expert. He had Lyme, he took care of it. His wife had Lyme, he took care of it. He's an expert on that area. He's a master herbalist. So GV 19, 20, 21, 22. And somebody else has joined us. Thyroid support. We will do it. GV 19, 20, 21, 22, the master gland for the thyroid. So for COVID, we want to work on the lungs. So vertebral artery to the spinal artery, which is T3 for the lungs, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for the immune system. And Julie from Chicago. Oh, okay. Good to see you. And the microbiome, where we have 70% of our immune system. And C3 for postnasal drip. C3, C4, and GV17 for deep dizziness. Cerebellum. But again, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for COVID. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for brain inflammation as well. So what's the brain inflammation is caused by the Lyme? T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. And then sky window for the brain as well. So microbiome support is T11, T12, L4, L5. Microbiome is 70 to 80% of our immune system. It's our first guard, our first line of defense for our immune system. COVID recovery, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. T3 for the lungs, lung 1, lung 2 for the lungs as well. And CV17 for the lungs, especially for COVID. So laser, where we have the laser on Mr. Laser right here, this would be a great point for asthma, breathing, and COVID, because COVID can impact the lungs as well as the heart, as we all know. So blood flow to the brain for brain inflammation. So let's go right to thyroid support, which is GV20 for the thyroid, pituitary for the thyroid, and the thyroid itself. That's inflammation, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Hearing sensitivity, C3 for the ears, blood flow and nerve flow, blood flow, sky window. And just as a reminder, if people are interested to learn Tongren, I have a workshop 1 to 5 Eastern Time to learn Tongren for yourself. You still have time to sign up. And for the Lyme, so C6, C7, T1 thyroid. So you work on the pituitary for the thyroid, hypothalamus for the thyroid, the command points, and then C6, C7, thyroid, parathyroid directly for those points. And we don't want to miss burning sensation in both legs for Jolly Mind. So that would be T7, blood flow to the lower extremities, lumbosacral plexus for the nerve flow, bioelectricity flow to the both legs, and bone density. Bone density, so that would be the bones and the bone marrow, the craniosacral fluid to support that. GB789, tailbone 1, 2, 3. Kidneys, which tells the bones to grow. Hematopoietin substances. And burning sensation, so let's increase the chi and bioelectricity hip to hip to the legs. And grounding liver 3 and kidney 1. So let's also work on the legs. A good way to bring chi to the legs is the bladder meridian along the side. And liver 3 and kidney 1. And grounding, liver 3 and kidney 1. There we go. Buzzing with chi is good. Chi is flowing in my head. It's great. If it becomes too much, put your mind in the bottom of your feet to bring the energy down. We'll do that for you also. So mouth taping is also helpful for better sleep and has other benefits as well. Mouth taping is an amazing technique. Everydayhealth.com or consciousbreathing.com. Great companies. But a lot of the science of healing is about oxygenation and breathing. So if you hyperventilate, that also impacts your bone marrow because every breath you take, the tailbone moves. If you're hyperventilating, it's not working right. You slow your breath down with these devices like this one. It improves the rhythm of your spine and your tailbone. It improves the rhythm and uptake of oxygen in the body and even supports the bone marrow. So thank you very much from Chicago. Great to see you. So blood flow to the brain. And Brave Humanoid from Marie. And we have one more. We're right on track. Blood flow to the brain. Emotional health. Let's work on that for everyone, including that we worked on the PTSD, different things. GB13 right side. So that would be the frontal lobe, the knowledge part of emotional and the brain part of emotional health. The spiritual part of emotional health will be the third eye. So for pelvic floor problems, Kegel Kegel exercises, and neuropathic pain body wide. Make sure you take your B12, your folic acid, and those things to make sure you have enough B12 to nourish and maintain strong nerves. And yes, Julie from Chicago, thank you for joining us. Have a great day as well. Blood flow to the brain, Winnipeg, Canada. GB13 right side, pelvic floor. Let's work on that now. T7 right side for blood flow to the pelvic floor. Lumbosacral plexus for nerve flow to the pelvic floor. And a point we don't use too much, but used in acupuncture once in a while, would be the Huayin, which is the root chakra area for the pelvic floor as well. P1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for neuropathic pain body wide. Definitely rule out Epstein-Barr virus or Lyme diagnosis. Body-wide means something may be attacking your body complete systemically, which means it could be a virus. So a good way to combat that is through systemic detoxification of heavy metals and toxins through clay baths. And grounding. So, did everybody have a good time? Did I catch everyone? I think I did. Vagus nerve to the gut-brain axis. Phrenic nerve to CV17 for the breathing, and the COVID phrenic nerve to the diaphragm. So those are two good pairs to know. And if anybody's interested in our workshops coming up, we also have a detox cleanse, a 14-day clay-based cleanse coming up, which is a great restart for everyone to do. Grounding, liver 3 and kidney 1. And yes, Marie, really good to see you. I'll be getting some hours in Hanover coming up shortly. They're closed on Wednesdays temporarily, but I'll be getting back to you on that shortly, and we'll maybe work on a different day as well if you're interested. So let's give everybody some chi. So everybody take a deep breath. And I'm going to bring you through a breathing exercise. You're going to breathe just through your nose for the next minute. So thank you, Eric. Breathe in, count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold your breath for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's another way to invoke the relaxation response. CV17, CV4, charge the batteries. And we will do a healing, cleansing tone for everyone. So take a deep breath, exhale, and relax. Thank you, Ferris. Consider these things which are good for helping relaxation response. Also the herb of hawthorn berry herbs for the heart and circulation systems as well. And good luck with your mom. Thank you for taking care of it. Take care. Good night, everyone. Have a great day. And I will see you next week.
And here we go. See you next week.